I'm Jim Johnson. Recently I was playing a game on the Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality game system. It was a fishing game called Bait. And in that section of the game I was playing in a place called Shady Swamp. And I noticed that back hanging in some trees there's this creepy looking little pyramids made out of sticks hanging up in the trees, and they had candles on each corner like this, and in the center there's a little voodoo doll with pins stuck in it. And I thought, hey, that'd make a pretty good unusual Halloween decoration. So I got the idea. I thought, well, I can make one of those in real life because it didn't look too complicated. So in this video, I'm going to carry this on and try to make what I saw in that game system. And I think if you wanted to make a pretty neat little unusual Halloween decoration, this would work. So far what I've got is just a little pyramid, or I guess it's actually like a tetrahedron, you know, and each of the vertices have a candle, but I'm just going to call it a pyramid and call these corners. And I guess what I would do if I was going to make one and leave it unattended would put like battery powered simulated candles. But just for this demonstration I'm probably just going to use regular little candles or pieces of taper candles on each corner, and make a little doll out of burlap or canvas. So what I've got so far is this thing. The little pyramid is just 6 sticks about the size of my thumb, and they're all cut the same length. So to make the frame, all you need is 6 sticks, and you just lash them together here at the corners with just some kind of twine. I used jute twine for this. For the doll part of the project, I thought that I would use burlap. I like the look of the burlap for that, but the weave on the burlap is so coarse that I kind of feel like that it'll, when I try to stitch it, that it might pull apart. So instead I'm going to go with this white cotton canvas. And for the doll, I just thought something kind of like a gingerbread man type shape would be good. So what I did, I just did the old trick where you fold a piece of paper, like typing paper or something like that, in half, and kind of trace it out half of the figure, so it guarantees that your figure or the pattern for your doll will be symmetrical like that. And I'm going to try that. So what I've done is I've traced out that pattern too with that pattern. So I'll cut that out with my scissors, and then stuff it with cotton and stitch it up by hand. I think it'd be easier to stitch it by hand than using a machine on something this small. Okay, so after stitching up one arm for this little doll, I realized that it's going to be a lot better to go ahead and use my machine, so I broke it out and I'm going to try to stitch it with the machine instead. I had hoped that I would be able to turn this little doll inside out before I stuffed it with cotton, but it's so small that I can't really turn it inside out, because that would have made a lot smoother seam around where the two sides are stitched together. But so far I've stitched everything except the shoulders and the head, so I'd be able to stuff it full of cotton balls. And after I stuff it with cotton, then I'll finish sewing it. At this point I need a place for the doll to stand in the pyramid, so I'm adding this other stick in the middle for the doll to stand on, like this. I put the doll right in the middle of the pyramid. So to do this, what I'm doing is I've marked this stick with a white paint marker to carve sort of a saddle lap in this, so it'll fit down and stay in place on the frame pieces. Okay, there are the lap joints, or the saddle laps that I was talking about, and they'll fit so that the stick the doll stands on will center up and have a place to secure to the frame. And I put a couple of white dots where the doll's legs reach to, so I'll drill holes through here and put pieces of stiff wire that will go up into the legs of the doll to support it, so it'll stand. It'll be freestanding on that stick. Okay, so here's the doll on the stick, and there's the wires going through that allow it to stand upright. Here is the completed project. When it gets dark, I'll light up the candles and hang it from a tree so you can see what it looks like. So what I did for the little push pins, I used instant paper clay, just where you just mix water, and I put that on the end of straight pins because I wanted it to be obvious that there were some kind of push pins that you could see from a little distance away. That's the reason I used those. And the only thing that I'd really do different, if I was going to make another one, I would make all the torso and the limbs considerably wider, more like a gingerbread man. This is a little closer to real human proportions, but I would make it wider. It would be easier to stuff and to do. So there's a Halloween decoration. Okay, so the project is completed, and I'm going to title this video Revenge of the Old Conjure Woman. If I were going to leave this unattended, I would put battery-powered simulated candles on this thing. But there's a completed project.